Hi, in this video I'm gonna share with you 8 signs that your ex didn't love you or that your partner doesn't love you. The problem we have sometimes in a relationship is that we tend to only listen to the words, and it's very easy sometimes to not to lie but to pretend. And what we're gonna discuss in this video is the actions. Actions matter way more than words. And the idea of this video is not for you to, if you find just one sign, thinking it's over and she or he doesn't love me, you have to look at more than one sign, multiple signs that will actually tell you the love wasn't as strong as I expected. I've listed these signs in order of importance from the weak signs to the stronger signs. But at least what I want you to get from this video is an overview of your relationship or your past relationship and be more objective about the dynamic there. Jingle.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
First sign is the person complains about your flaws. When you're in love with someone, love is blind, right? Love makes you blind. And so you focus usually on positive qualities and you don't play the flaws. That's this, we all have that when we're in love. We are in a way completely drunk or on the drugs, and we also create that cognitive dissonance of the person is with you but not in love with you, right? So there are maybe criticism directed. Maybe you see those criticism more common. Maybe you see that they're complaining to tell their friends. Maybe they are done playing you. They are treating you in a way that is sometimes very disrespectful, but you sort of accept because they tell you that they care about you and that they love you. So is that something that you see, that your partner is now more complaining about yourself rather than focusing on qualities? He's telling you more negative or constructive feedback than positive ones? Is it more word of, one of the love languages is word of affirmation? Is he giving you or she giving you word of de-affirmation, right? So maybe that's the case, maybe that was the case for you. He or she is bored. And we hear sometimes maybe from your partner, it's not as exciting as it once was. But it can happen from time to time. But the problem is, what you have to understand is when we're in love, that's the principle that we're assessing here, you're not supposed to see the time passing by. When you're with your partner, time should fly by very quickly. You should enjoy simply being with your partner. And something you have also to understand, the opposite of love is indifference. It's not hate, it's indifference. And being bored, not being excited, being unmotivated is worse. It's really, if I hear those kind of signs from people who want to get back with the ex, I'm gonna really struggle to help them. Because indifference, being neutral towards an ex, means I have zero feelings. He wants to keep your relationship secret. So doesn't want to introduce you to his friends or his family members. There's no pictures of you on social media. He or she's reluctant to post things about you guys. He doesn't want to be seen in public with you, or he's not very comfortable with those public display of affection. What you have to do is a relationship, a love relationship, is when we plan something together. And we want to show you happiness. You're proud of your partner, right? I did a video the other day where I strongly believe that you need to admire your partner in order to love that partner. And so when you admire someone, you want to show off, you want to say like, this is my partner, this is my girlfriend, this is my wife, this is my husband. And you want to show the world not only how happy you are, but proud of your partner, right? And so if in the other way around, you feel that your partner is actually hiding you from their from their friends, their group of friends, it's a sign as well that feelings were not as high and strong that they should be, or at least not as strong as the ones you had for him or her. He avoids going home. He frequently spends evening with his friends. He'd rather stay with friends, stay late with friends than going home. Whenever he has the opportunity, he will go for a walk instead of going home. I think It's a very classic sign that we see as a relationship counselor when people are especially husbands, when they're about to get divorced, they work way late. They prefer to stay home, they prefer to stay at work, doing extra work than getting back home, because they know that when they get back home, they maybe have a fight, they don't want to be there, they don't have the mind to go there, and they'd rather spend a couple of hours more at work and then getting back home. Just have dinner and go to bed. They don't want to engage and have sharing moments with you. They'd rather work, because in a way, you can't really complain, you can't really argue. You can always say like, I need to work, I had something to do with my boss. Well, what's happening is that probably maybe they hang out with their colleagues, or he does extra work, but it's not because he has more work, right? So if you feel that when he's home, it's like a pain, when you feel like when he or she's going home, it's not something they really want, that's a sign that the feeling is not there. Intimacy is getting weaker. So intimacy is also, when you look at signs and studies about relationship counseling, I don't do a lot of couple counseling, but when I do, there's always the question about, how frequently do you have sex? And it's a sign of strength of a relationship. If you're connected with that person, if you desire that person, that means that you're in love or you have feelings for that person. And so I'm not saying you should have sex every 3 times a day in order to be in love, but you will assess, you will know from the beginning of the relationship till now, what's the pattern? If you've been connecting less and less and less over the last few years, and of course you have life events that are getting in the way, and sometimes it's not easy as it used to be. Maybe you're getting older and you don't have the stamina anymore, but it's a very important sign. And by the way, if you want to live longer, you should have sex twice a week. There's been studies about that. You live 10 years older if you have sex twice a week. So yeah, have sex. You don't talk about the future. There are commonalities, common points, but you talked about it at first, but now it's getting short-term. You had plans about buying a house, when are we or where are we going to retire? And now it's just like, what are we going to do this weekend? What do we have for dinner? It started from like this big vision of, we're going to have kids, we're going to have a dog, we're going to have a house here and a country house or whatever. And now it's just like, what do we have for dinner? And you see the change of level, the change of intensity. No goals for the future. Again, it's something that we assess in couples counseling is, do you have any projects? Are you considering the other in your life? We all have our own goals, desire, dreams. The question is, when you're in a relationship, you need also to have shared goals, dreams, and desire. Last one, very important one, and I forgot to mention, hold on, before I move to the next one. Don't hesitate to give me a call if you have any question. I always forget to say that, but I want you to connect, not only to watch videos. If you want to have a chat with me, I put a link in the description where you can book free discovery call if you want to have a chat with me about your couple, whether you feel like these signs there look really familiar and I want some help. I want to know whether I should fight for my ex, whether I should give up. Let me know. It's totally free. You jump in a call, we have that discussion, I'll give you some tips, I'll probably get you unstuck in a way, or at least going in the right direction, or make the first step, which is usually the hardest. And you make my day, because the more people I help, the better I feel. So it's as simple as that. The last one, sorry, I hijacked the last one. He or she refuses therapy. For me, it's a red flag, because when you suggest therapy, of course, there's an element of judging the other. You have a problem. And when you suggest couple therapy and the other says like, no, I don't need that, it means that he or she doesn't want to work on him, doesn't want to work on the relationship and doesn't want to make the effort to fix things. Of course, a relationship, you need to work on the relationship, and if you've been married for 20, 30, 40 years, there will be ups and downs. The problem is not about the downs in the relationship, it's about how you manage those moments, how you work together at fixing those problems. Are you a team or are you doing things on your own? If you're a team and you know that you want to, and your desire and your love pushes you to do things, to correct things, to amend things, to improve things, then you'll accept therapy, you'll accept help or whatever sort of help. And you'll be realistic. I guess if you are, talking to your partner and telling them we should seek couple therapy, they know, if they're realistic, that there's a problem in the relationship. So maybe they're in denial that there's a problem and they are just pushing back. But it's very important for you to understand whether they're ready to work on the relationship or not. If they're not ready, it means that they don't have the desire, they don't have enough love to protect this relationship. Intuition, beware if this person is not very loving. Listen to that little voice in your head. If you're a woman or a man, ladies have a sixth sense, but I believe men do when they open their ears and eyes. When there's a doubt, there's no doubt. When you feel like, that's strange, actually you know it. Very frequently, when I speak with my clients, and they ask me a question and I tell them, you know the answer. You're just asking me to confirm your answer, but you know the answer. And what you're doing is because you're scared of the answer, you don't want to tell yourself the answer, but that's what's happening, right? So always trust your gut feeling. If you are struggling to trust your gut feeling, or if you can't listen to your gut feeling, as I mentioned, don't hesitate to give me a call. Don't hesitate as well to comment on this video if you have any other questions, and also like and subscribe. It does help me a lot. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
igetmyexback.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.